Requested by the Crematorium, bring the following to your attention. Because of COVID-19 regulations, they've asked us to please inform you all to maintain your social distancing. Every chair that has not got a red marking on it or a red tape on it, you may sit on that. Also, they requested that there should not be any handshake, hugging, and things of that nature. The antechamber, only 5 members of the family will be requested to enter the antechamber to complete the last rites. The hall, I think, has got a capacity of 100, so it would be appreciated once you have paid your final respects, if you can give other people a chance to come in and do the same. Are you going to come forward now? To your final respects.
Hari Om, Namaste, and welcome to all that are present here this afternoon. Before we start, we'll ask the members of the Divine Life Society that are present here to do an invocation, and afterwards we'll continue with the program. But may I make a request that you join in prayer? Singing other kirtans that you may be familiar with, so please join in. Thank you. Over to you.
Hare भगवते शिवानन्दाय ॐ नमो 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 भगवते शिवानन्दाय
Greetings once again to everybody this afternoon. My name is Bishop Motilal and I'll be the Master of Ceremony for this afternoon. I'm one of the son-in-laws of the deceased, Mrs. Bissessar. And firstly, I want to express the gratitude of the Bissessar family, all of you that are present here this afternoon, for the support that you've given to the family over the past few days. And the fact that you are here, we appreciate your continuing support during this bereaved times. Sometimes we offer gratitude right at the end of the function, but I think it's appropriate to offer our gratitude right at the beginning because of the intensity of what has happened to the family during the past week. And your commitment to support the family is really appreciated, and we offer all the close family, all the sons and daughters of Mrs. Bissessar, the late Mrs. Bissessar, we want to express their gratitude for everything that you have done so far to support the family. I think that is the greatest thing that you can do this time. We have a program for this afternoon, and we are trying to maximize on the time that we have allocated for us at this function. And I'm not going to say much, but there are many speakers who will express themselves. And firstly, I want to have pleasure in calling upon Beethavanthee, who is the guest speaker for this afternoon. He's very close to the family. He's a retired lawyer and he's always been close to the family. And he's a member of the Divine Life Society. And he's been always with this family for many, many years, despite, in addition to being with them, they were neighbors as well, very close family members as well. As they have a long history to the Annie's family, with the Bissessar family, during the Crematorium times as well. So without having much to say, Vidhu will speak on behalf of the family. Beethavanthee.
Every heart understand for you. It was the wish of our late Nani. That's how she was affectionately known. But I gave a message to this very sad day. I'm here today to carry out that particular wish. It was on Wednesday night, the last of the passing away of our late Nani. This is Beethavanthee Bissessar. That was sudden as she not suffered from many serious illnesses. She was in Japan a few days before that and interacted with friends and relatives and also made certain purchases as gifts for her family. Without any sign of suffering or pain, she died peacefully in the doctor's room in Lake Street. Nani was born on 26 May 1834, passed away on 13th October 2021, during the most auspicious period of Holy Navaratri. She was 87 years old. Nani was married to her uncle Bissessar, more popularly known as Uncle Shaki. From that marriage were born 7 wonderful children, namely Rose, Tina, Hayes, Nishi, Ivan, and Roshan, who are all married and are very religious and respectful members of the community. Our Nani leaves behind all the children, the spouses, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and a host of friends and relatives. Both our Nani and her late husband, Uncle Bissessar, were very active members of the South Cross Hindu Sabha. They were also members of the Divine Life Society of South Africa. When it came to religious practices, Nani was very disciplined and had great devotion for the Lord. She took things very seriously, and she had great faith in prayer and chanting. From the time I know her, which is over 55 years, Nani was a wonderful, loving, caring, compassionate, spiritual person. She carried herself very well. She was one person who took so much pride in her appearance. She always dressed impressively, and her hair was always neatly done. Any sari or Eastern outfits looked so beautiful while she was present. She liked to look the best, especially when photos were about to be taken of her. With all the albums of photos of her, we now have so much beautiful memories of her. Nani has so much love and compassion for those who came into contact with her, whether a family or a stranger. She would not hesitate to hand out a plate of food to the beggar. All this wonderful and admirable quality not find in their children who are real assets in society. While Nani was kind, she was also very decisive and forthright. She would not hesitate to call a spade a spade. If something was amiss, she would point out saying directly to it. If she made criticism, then it was constructive criticism, so that you could progress and advance in life. Another wonderful quality of Nani was that she always thought of others. She always wanted to please others. When my wife and I used to go to Tina and Kishan's house for supper, and if Nani was there, she would especially make those items of food which we liked. Nani expressed her love in this way. Nani was very direct. She was well organized. When it was a picnic or holiday, Nani made sure she would pack more than enough food and delicacies so that the outing was an unforgettable experience. Nani was an excellent cook. If you tasted her food, then you would agree with me. So much love went into the cooking. Sometimes we would joke with the daughters that we hope that they also had their mother's hand, meaning able to cook like Nani. So much can be said about our late Nani, but time doesn't permit now. The death of a loved one is difficult to accept, but we find great solace in our scriptures. The Bhagavad Gita states that certain is death for the Lord, and certain is death for the dead. So we should not grieve over the in the middle. The Bhagavad Gita also speaks of the immortality of the soul. The soul is described as such. Weapons cannot cut it. Fire cannot burn it. Water cannot wet it. And the wind cannot ride it. But the soul is eternal, all-pervading, stable, ancient, and immortal. We therefore are consoled by the fact that Nani's soul lives on. We are also greatly consoled by the fact that Nani died during the most auspicious period of Navaratri. It was no coincidence. Our Nani was worthy of it. Our divine mothers were present to receive her soul. Nani always expressed her thanks in different ways to all the children, the spouses, family members, and friends for helping and supporting her and for making her comfortable and happy. It is now our perfect prayer that the Lord will bless the departed soul and also give members of the three families inner spiritual strength to overcome the self-loss.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beethavanthee. And I think that Vidun has very aptly summed up my mother-in-law, my late mother-in-law, and I can vouch for his assessment of her, especially when he speaks about the way she served people that she came into contact with. She was par excellence as far as that is concerned. In fact, I'll go a little bit more to say that if you visited her and if she knew you and knew your likes and dislikes, she would only prepare the things that you actually like. And she did this for everybody. Just a little addition to what Vidun mentioned for the family. Today, one of the siblings are not here present with us. Mala. I think all of you know her, Mala. She's not here with us. You know that she stays in Florida, USA. And it was not possible for her to get a flight to meet us this afternoon to bid farewell to her. So, we're eternally grateful that she was able to send a message for this occasion. And before I call the other speakers, I think it's appropriate that Mara's message today, she's very aggrieved and even aggrieved by the fact that she wasn't able to come on this afternoon to bid farewell in person to Mom. But we call upon Shakuntala Singh to read a message from Mala Latif. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I quote from the text from Mala and Anwar and family. Mom, it is with a heavy heart we bid you farewell. At your golden age, you embodied life by living it to the fullest. My mom loved the company of both young and old, and she captured the attention by telling the stories of her young days and the challenges she endured. She remembered her young days and would relate her stories with passion. Cooking and entertaining wasn't done as a chore, but as a fierce desire to keep that even with resources were bare and minimal. She would remember everyone's likes and dislikes. My favorite was fish roe, and she could get better than I've tasted anywhere else. Most of all, she loved her craft and flower. She wouldn't pause my plant nursery without bringing a new plant home. Mom, you will really be missed. We bless you with peace and bliss on your soul's journey. Forever remember, Mala, Anwar, and family. I take this opportunity to also say a message from myself and my family. To my beauty queen Nani, when I reflect on our times together, my memory goes back to my childhood when you used to entertain me with the moon and the stars to get a bit of food into my mouth. Holidaying at your home was spent in the kitchen making sugar rotis and playing in the garden with you as you tended to your flowers. As we grew up, we spent multiple trips in the red mommy's taxi with you and Nana, going on adventures shopping and going and collecting your grants. Throughout my childhood, marriage, and giving birth to my 2 children, you were a constant figure of strength to me. Nobody will be able to fill the void that you have left behind. We will treasure the memory that moments we spent together with you. There's no time to rest and dance now with the angels. We love you dearly and your memory will live with us. Until we meet again, Nani, speak peacefully in the hands of the angels.
Thank you, Shakuntala Singh. We now move on to the next item. And we have a letter. Nana was very dedicated, and some of the children were members of the Divine Life Society of South Africa, and very close members. And as a result, Mom also imbibed the vibrations that was created by this organization, and was very interested in everything that was done at the ashram. So, the board of the Divine Life Society sent a letter dedicated to Mother's passing, and I'm going to ask Lou Mokhtar to read parts of the letter. It's a long letter, but I think it's reduced it so that we can find time for this afternoon.
entire message, and I hope you all will go ahead. If you need a full copy of it, you can request it. Om Namo Bhagavate Sivanandaya. Message of condolence, late Mrs. Beethavanthee Bissessar. It is a deep sadness that we learn of the passing away of Mrs. Beethavanthee Bissessar, mother of our Srimati Board of Management and devotees of Divine Life Society of South Africa express their condolences to the Lee family. Mother's passing on was solely felt by the whole family. We pray that the family be given the courage to bear this irreparable loss by history. The soul of Mother Beethavanthee, by virtue of a pure life she led on heaven, would ascend to the heavenly regions and enjoy the benefits of the celestial regions. Mrs. Bissessar, as well as the late husband, Mr. Bissessar, were ardent devotees of Gurudev Sri Swami Shivananda, Vijay Swami Sajananda. Mother was very humble, radiating an aura of peace and love to all faith in truth and equity. The object, Sister Chinamotila, serves a divine mission even to this day, with a great dedication, especially on the yoga camp community and at the main prayer hall at SICC. Our Divine Master, Sri Swami Sivananda wrote, now is the time to do more remembering and intensification of japa rather than mourning. Death is not the end of life. Death becomes the starting point of a new and better life. It merely opens the door to a higher form of life. That is only the gateway to a fuller life. Sri Swami Sajananda, spiritual head of Divine Life Society of South Africa, it is very important today that we continually turn towards God by repeating the divine name and talking to God in all what we do and invoking His help and guidance. On the first of each month, we have an All Souls Day satsang and hour at Sivananda, where we pray for the peace of all departed souls. On the 1st November 2021, we will remember our beloved Mother Beethavanthee during our Bhavan and online satsang, and will pray for the peace of departed souls. We pray to our Divine Master and Vijay Swami to grant the family members the strength to bear this great loss courageously, and we continue to follow the spiritual path in loving memory of our dear Mother Beethavanthee. With regards to the Lord, Master, United Secretary, Divine Life Society of South Africa.
Thanks once again, Bidu, for reading that message from Divine Life Society of South Africa. And I think, you know what, I would like to just observe that though Mother wasn't able to come for satsangs at the Divine Life Society on a regular basis, she inculcated in all her children the values of Swami Shivananda. As far as things like respect, piousness, and family relationships. I think she was an example of how people should relate to each other and how we should love one another. So she was an example of the ideals of the Divine Life Society in that respect. I'm also very thankful to the priest for this afternoon, our Pandit Pradeep Soni, who have spoken to the officials to allow us a little extra time this afternoon so that we have an opportunity for other speakers as well to speak this afternoon. So let me also say that even then our time is limited. So although we would love to give everybody an opportunity to express themselves this afternoon, I think that still would not be possible. It's my pleasure to call upon Veera Naidu to address you and on her family's behalf, and also to read out messages, some of the messages that we have received during this time of the day. Veera Naidu.
Our parents give us life. Our grandparents give us a sense of who we are and where we come from. Today, as we say goodbye to Nani, it hit me how incredibly lucky I have been to have Nani in my life for almost 38 years. Not only with me, but as an integral part of my family. Nani, thank you for all of your sacrifices, for your care and concern, your love and everything you have done for me, as well as my family and my children. Wherever you are, I know you are in a much better place. Nani, I'm going to miss our times together. Your stories about your childhood days, how you took care of an entire household from a very young age. I will also miss your stories of my childhood, like the time I left my nanny in Beethavanthee Street and walked all the way to your house, and how Shepherd's nappy was always soaking wet. Nani was an excellent cook, and growing up, we were so lucky to enjoy gourmet food almost every day. I fondly remember many days when I would walk into Nani's house after school and open the pots excitedly to see what she had prepared. She was so fond of whipping up wonderful meals from simple ingredients. My favorite thing in the kitchen, and sort of the signature ingredient of Nani, was her specially made garam masala. Nani would grind all of her own spices, and she would even make sure that each of us would receive our container, so we could also incorporate it into our meals. I will really, really miss that. Nani always knew how to spoil us, and with almost every visit, she would bring plants, food, and all our favorite things to eat. I will miss you, Nani. I love you so, so much. I'm going to treasure each and every memory that we've had together over the years. I'm just going to read out a few messages that have come through from so many people that could not attend today, as well as others. The first message is from Sophia. Sophia is one of the grandchildren. Nani had, I did calculation earlier. She had 7 children, 20 grandchildren, and 10 great-grandchildren. So, yeah, and she knew everyone by their names and everything about them. So the first message is from Sophia. She says, and I quote, Nani was very strong-willed and taught us to always keep fighting the good fight. Nani was always had a keen eye for everything with beauty and would not pass up a pose with a flower in bloom. And now to me, that will forever be the Nani pose. Any time that Nani got to doll up and be with the family, she was there and taking in all the splendor. Nani, thank you for the countless sacrifices and unconditional love that you have given us all. You are our matriarch of our family, and you will be truly missed. That was from Sophia Betsy from the US of A. The next message, and I have a few, just give me a few seconds while I get to them all.
was from Riaz Ghazi, also from the US, and his message goes, growing up at Nani's house was more than a palace. It meant great food, the laughter of the loving family, and learning from Nani's many life lessons. Your travels encouraged us all to venture out and experience everything this life has to offer. May you forever live on in the hearts and minds of family and friends. We love you so much. Namaste, Nani. I have received so many other messages, but I'm going to just read some of the cousins first. This one is from Kushi Benchu. Goes, thank you, Nani, for the many years that you gave us. You have provided so much of love, joy, great food, and most of all, memories that nobody can take away. Our lives will never be the same. Thank you for taking care of me after school, cooking for me, and teaching me how to cook. Thank you for loving me for the way I am and teaching me what is best. You have always taken care of yourself and look like a model every time. I pray God holds you close and guides you through your journey to heaven. I am blessed that I had you in my life for this long. And you got to say, Kayla, thank you, God, and thank you so much to my family for giving me my granny the best life. Thank you, Mom, for always taking time for Nani and taking my granny everywhere she wanted to go. Nani, you have always been a blessing. Thank you, and I love you. That was from Kushi. I'm going to read the next message, and this comes from the ISKCON Export branch. And there's a message to say that today's holy darshan of the divine lordships, Arati, Yoga, Kirtan and prayer is dedicated to Nani. And they also want to say that they pray for the safe journey and divine protection of the departed soul and solace for the bereaved family members. Another message we received was from Arun Raiji. Arun Raiji says, it's with sadness we hear about the passing away of wonderful mom. Our family and Tina's family are associated with one another for the past 60 years. In fact, our parents were friends when we lived in Naples. From friends with revealed grace, we have become one large family. Mother lived a humble and simple life. Wherever she went, she always radiated love and laughter to all. On behalf of the Mottilal family, we express our deepest sympathy to the bereaved family. May Gurudev and the Divine Mother always protect this wonderful soul. I'm just going to read out the names of the other messages we have received from others. Unfortunately, because of time constraints, I can't read out every single one. Special thanks for the messages from the following people, and for those that I've missed, thank you as well. Gina Pandey, Prem Sahai, the ISKCON Escort branch, Arun Bhaiji, Sanju and family from Chatsworth, Jolly and the boys also from Chatsworth, Bags and Arena Bridgemohan, Aresh Singh and Danamosi, Khana, Renuka, Rajan and Ajit Sukhdev, Maya, Nalini from New Zealand, and Kushi and Kayla. Thank you so much for all of the messages and all of the support that has come through. Hari Om.
Thank you, Veera. There are a few of the messages of people, requests that have been made, and they are present here today. So many of them are the grandchildren of the departed or so by dear mother-in-law. May I have the pleasure of calling on Nadine Naina to deliver their message. After Nadine, it will be Ramona Naidu, thereafter, Michelle that was that one. Please.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for coming. First and foremost, Nani was a father's daughter, and that was evident in her love for flowers and planting. Wherever she was, her plants grew in abundance. Those memories will always live on in her hunt for flowers. She nurtured not only her plants, but her family too. She stood tall and proud for her family. She was fearless and always wanted to protect her family. Any challenges she faced it head on. She was never happier when she was relating stories, telling jokes, and giving advice. Her memory was legendary. She remembered everything. Things that we have all forgotten, and she still cherished and remembered. She loved dressing up and styling her hair. She loved looking good. Her makeup was on point, and her clothes bright and beautiful as she was. She was independent and loved to talk to everyone and anyone, young and old. She loved slots. That's the casino slots. She had a very keen eye on those machines. She knew which machine would bring her luck. She was an all-round, wonderful, valuable, interesting, intelligent, and bold woman. Rest in peace, Nani. You have been reunited with Nana and Father. You will give the guiding light to all of us. Your legacy will live on in all of us. Thank you.
Namaste everyone. Namaste Daddy. My Daddy was remarkable. Everybody here knows that. Everyone has their own little special memories with her because that is what she did. She made memories with everyone that she was with, that she made them feel special. For me, I remember from the time I was little, when we lived in Durban, every single one of my birthdays, she had a birthday party for me. She even sewed me outfits. That was something she loved doing as well. So I was very special in that way. She always made me feel so special. And to me, that was something that just made my life so wonderful. It was so hard to leave Durban at that young age, knowing that I would be missing that. And then to her children and to her grandchildren, she has been such a rock, and she has been such a role model to us all. She has been strong all the way to the end. She has never shied away from any challenge in her life. She's taught us anything that it is that you should go after, whatever it is that you want. She has been that type of woman for us, and especially for the women in her family. She has always supported dreams. She has taught us respect. She has taught us acceptance, and that is just what makes her such an amazing and wonderful woman. I think another thing I just want to mention is that God has been so good to her. All the way to the end, she has not suffered as badly as some people do, especially their old age. She still walked, she still loved her gardening. Yes, there was pain, but she wouldn't want to show it, not at all. And even right now to the end, she went with dignity, she went with her pride, and she will sorry we must be. We will love her always, but if anything, that is just some comfort for us that's left behind, knowing that she has left us with these wonderful memories. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramona, for that heart, some issues coming from the heart. I think Michelle is shy to speak, so we go on to the next speaker. Our next speaker is, his name is Mark Kidd, but there's no kid. So he's the grandson-in-law and husband of Sarika.
I just want to say that I met Connie in a very difficult time a while up, and one thing that I noticed was that she was very accepting. She accepted me, she didn't expect anything. I think I might have had to do something with the first grandchild, first great grandchild in Corbett. One thing I do remember, I can just say what everyone else has said, is that she made what she loved. She always cooked the food that that I liked. She always asked if Mark coming, and then she didn't cook that food. I just want to read something from Ecclesiastes. It just says there's a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot. Now this is the thing of the morning. She was born and she's now passed. And the very next verse talks about the time to plant and the time to uproot. And she planted and the things grew. And not just physical things, but she also planted in our lives. And let's use that as a thing to go forth. And look at the life she's led. That as a human being, we know there's hope. Even though sometimes it feels hopeless, there is hope. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. I know that there's a few people that were not impressed by Mom, the way you were. And I had a special bond with my mom-in-law. And when they say son-in-law, it's not really defining the relationship, because the law part is not something that is very palatable, And one thing I know about Mom, she broke a lot of traditions. She broke a lot of traditions, and even today, she broke a lot of traditions because she asked for son-in-laws to do something at her funeral that son-in-laws normally, traditionally should do. I don't know if you understand that. So I was so glad with that, because though she didn't have much formal education, but the thinking was great. The quality of thinking was great. And one thing I know about her is that she had, like the other speakers have said, that she had a tremendous relationship with plants. And I remember a great saint from India, from Aurobindo Ashram, mother of Aurobindo Ashram. Even if you go there today, on her shrine is decorated with flowers. And the best flowers every day. When I went to India, I was actually out of my mind when I saw this. Similarly with mother, she's got green fingers. And anything that she touched as far as the garden was concerned, she actually blew. And just last week when I went to Lady Smith, she called me to come and have a look at her garden. And it was amazing, in a short time that she was there, she had transformed the whole garden. And I'm hoping that Rose and the family maintain that, as a tribute to her. And even at my home and others' homes that she visited, she always wanted to be involved in the garden. And she really had great fingers. So I want to recognize that today, that hair plants should be really kept well, and she would be proud to see them in the days of the future. As the speaker did say, that though the soul has left the body, the soul is present, ever present. The soul doesn't die. But they don't have the senses, but the consciousness is there. So the prayers that we're offering today is as a premise that Mother is here to witness the prayer. Otherwise we're not going to be doing it. So that is the Hindu philosophy. I have pleasure also to call upon Sachin, who is the grandson and the grandson of Mom and the son of Rose and Ravi. Okay, Sachin, you have a short message.
Good afternoon to one and all. I was asked on the 11th hour to speak on behalf of me and my family, my mother and my father, and the Ajis. I was at work and I got the call, so I hope I do justice to it. I can remember a lot of great memories that we spent with Nani. I can remember a lot of awesome holidays that we had with Nani and Nana at their house in Durban. There were many outings, there were many functions, and a few shows that we attended with them as well. She was and always will remain a very fashionable, bright, and wise lady, and I guess to many of us, she will be that. My family and I were very fortunate in many ways to have spent the last few months with us in Ladysmith. She was always the first person we would meet at my mom's house. To my boys, I think they brought a lot of light, or she brought a lot of light into their lives and many others as well. They would get so excited that as we drive into my mom's house, and before I can stop the car, switch the car off, the doors are flung open, the kitchen door is flung open, and they run straight to Nani, even if she was lying down on the bed. They would go and greet her and hug her and kiss her as well. I think it was a highlight of their day to have her there all the time. And I think she'll be missed by a lot of us. We were really blessed and we were also very fortunate to be with Nani, that she looked after us and to be looked after by her as well. And her personality, she had a very bright personality, and I'm sure we all can relate to that. And I don't know, in the short time that she was with us in Ladysmith, it really meant a lot. And if it was one thing that I can remember, she always pushed into my head was, she told me, Sach, whatever you do it wholeheartedly. Go forward and make sure you complete every single thing that you do. The last memory I had of my Nani was the night of my son's 13th birthday. She was a bit sick, but not very sick, so she was in the room. And after everything was done, we were leaving, and I went to see her. And she was lying with a blanket half over her. It was a bit cold, so I think she was asleep, because as I covered her legs and her arms, she turned around and she said, Beta, are you going? I said, yes, ma'am. And she said to me that, remember, Beta, I'll see you tomorrow. I said, yes, Nana, I know I'll see you. I'll come visit you after work. And that was the last thing I remember about my granny in my life. Thank you.
much, Sachin. It's really what you said came right from your heart. We appreciate it. We've got a few more minutes left, and priest is hovering around me, so we want to make sure that we complete now. But just to summarize some of the important points for Nani, and I think Sachin in some way picked up this, that you must go ahead and do whatever you plan to do. In her own life, I think Nani never held back. Like the last week she was at my place, she came down, she said, please take me to the market, and we all took her to the market. And I told her she wanted mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. And I told her, you know what, the market is expensive, it's about 350 rand, 400 rand a kilo. She said, Christian, I don't mind, I just want to go and buy it. And she spent 1,300 rand buying mushrooms with my sister, Mary's sister. And she sat, this is last week, she cut it, cleaned it, and she shared it with so many people. That was a joy. And not only she got joy out of flowers, but she got joy of her grandkids as well. The grandkids was the cherry on the top as far as her life was concerned. And as Sachin said, that she enjoyed her life. And I think God was compassionate to keep her alive at this grand age of 87 years. And she did whatever she wanted, and she accomplished whatever she set out for. And she thoroughly enjoyed her life. And she was a thirst, she had a thirst for adventure and experience. She went overseas many times, and she went to many countries, and she enjoyed herself with family and friends that accompanied her. And for her age, even when she was still old, she went several times overseas. And she was not the one that would sit at home. She was always on the hop. And she had the energy. Despite the fact that last week she could hardly walk, the whole day she was on her feet. The whole day she spent on her feet. And that kind of fullness of life she led. That she doesn't waste time sitting idle and doing nothing. She wanted to experience life and be occupied all the time. And I think I'm proud to say that if anybody that I know that lived life to the fullest, it was Mom. She thoroughly enjoyed everything that she did, and nothing was beyond her. The other thing that many of you picked on is her dressing. Last week I was getting some visitors at home, and she scolded me. And she said, go and put a long pants on and put a nice shirt. And I was surprised, like my wife, and I had to go and do that because Nani was so tired, and she dressed up that day, my God. Really, and we have pictures of that, we can share that with you, of how well she dressed up and adorned herself on that day. And she asked my wife as well, Tina, to make sure that she also went and changed and put some good clothing on. So, in fact, it's not a very sad day as far as I'm concerned, because Mom had lived life to the fullest. Not many people reached that age. She enjoyed her life, she did whatever she wanted to, and she shared her moments, and she shared the experience with everybody. And that was the greatest charity she did. I must apologize if there are amongst us any other people who wanted to speak, but time is limited. You saw our Banditji hovering around. So, in view of the fact of the limited time, we are unable to give you an opportunity to say a few words, but I'm sure you can express that to the close family and this afternoon as you meet them. I will now hand you to the priest, but I must thank you on behalf of the family for your attendance today on this special day of bidding farewell to Mom. It's greatly appreciated that you have come and been part of this farewell to Mom, and it's very special to them that you have attended. God bless you for that. May I call upon Pradeep Soni to take over the function from you.
Family, relatives, friends. This world that we live in is called Pratyalo, meaning the land of death. Every one of us has got some sort of fear of death. But what we should understand and appreciate is that the soul, the Atma, is eternal. It is only the body made up of the five material elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, that dies, and the elements return to the sources from which they came. The soul, the Atma, in accordance with the karmic actions of the individual, will then attain a new body. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 23 emphasizes the eternal nature of the Atma, which is beyond the reach of material things. It states, Nenam Chandanti Shashtani, Nenam Devati Pavaka, Ne Chainam Kleti Antiapo, Ne Shoshayati Adhika. Which simply means that this soul, this Atma, cannot be cut by any weapon, burnt by fire, wet by water, nor dried by the wind. Death is simply a change of body to the soul. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 22 states that just as a person casts off worn-out garments and puts on new ones, so the embodied soul casts off worn-out bodies in order to enter into new life. When a child is born, we do not know where that soul has come from. When a person passes on, we wonder the direction the soul has taken. Be it top, bottom, north, south, east or west. To the bereaved family, it is at this stage where the emphasis should rather be on what can be done now to assist the soul during its journey to Babaji's house. The Garud Puran states that the journey of the soul will be 348 days upon entering the astral plane. During this period, all the requisite pujas are done, as well as charitable acts on behalf of the soul, will surely help the soul during its journey. And now, start the initial part of the last act ceremony. Thereafter, we're going to give the immediate family members a few moments to say their final farewells. And we will then go into the antechamber or give the last act. अपवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्ववस्थां धातोऽपीव य समर्यते पुद्दरीकाक्षं सवहि यन्त्रः सूची. Now when drop the mask over there, and what is Om Keshawaya Namaha, Om Madhuvaya Namaha, Om Govindaya Namo Namaha. Wash your hands. Om Hasta Pradakshanam. Pavitresto Vaisnavyo Tamiturva Prasubhautanam Yachitrena Pavitre Suryasya Rashmavi Tasya Te Pavitra Pate Bhutasya Yatkama Neyute. Now there, these are open to the class. Give me now. I did
Beethavanthee.
You're going to put this down. You put some there. Then you put some water. Then there, pick this up with your left hand. Put it on your right hand like this. Once you offer it, once you offer it, mix it up, put a dot on the feet, offer some fill on the feet. Water first. Adya mukha pratasya pratadvan vritya uttam loka prabhyatam porve dehikam karishye. Adya mukha gotra vidyamati preta. मृतस्थाने शवनमितो ब्रह्मा देवतो व ऐसे ते पिंडो में या लिया था तब वो take water for a drop. Take it up. Now what you do, you're going to walk around that side, put it in that side, put it in the box on that side. प्रथद्वन वृत्य उत्तम लोका प्रत्यहता पूर्वे देहिकम करिष्ये. आद्य मुख गोत्र विद्यामती प्रेता द्वारा देशे पंथ नमितो विष्णु देवतो ऐसे ते पिंडो में या दिया तबो प्रतिष्ठता. आद्य मुख प्रतस्य प्रतत्वन वृत्य उत्तम लोका प्रत्यर्था पूर्वे देहिकम करिष्ये. आद्य मुख गोत्र विद्यामती प्रेता छत्वर केचर नमितो व ऐसे ते पिंडो में या दिया तबो प्रतिष्ठता. Not to worry, not to worry, not to worry. Light it again. I'll call them to come. with again, that's fine. They're going to come with a mop shortly, right? You must just not fall on them. You over that teacher. Adya mukha pratasya pratatva navritya uttam loka prapyatam orve dehikam karishya. Adya mukha gotra vidyavati preta. Vijranto bhuta nama rudra devato vayashete pindo meya dhyata namo patisha. Put it on this side now, right? This one, yeah, no, please take the thing away. That's all, man. That's all. Yeah, what else we can do with that? No problem, man. Not worry at all. Sorry?
Follow you?
No. Immediate approach family members now use this opportunity to say your final farewell. We will shortly be going into the antechamber. So, please may I believe there were some roses or something to offer? There were some roses, so do it now, please. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate.
Please join in the chanting when we complete the rites. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. Shivanandaya. Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Shivanandaya. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Har Har Gange Jai Ma Gange. 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 Har Har Gange Jai Ma Gange.
Hari Om, can we please get 6 pallbearers? 6 pallbearers, please come forward now. Pallbearers. If I may ask you all to stand and join us in saying Ram Nam Satya hai. 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 Ram Nam 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 Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam. Let all parents come forward. Ram Nam, 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 both Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam,